instructors got married today, so unfortunately, 2 of us couldn't go. So all the other instructors have gone to attend the wedding. So it's just 2 of us here. So, but then we can chat, try answer your questions. If not, we'll make a note of it. We'll come back and answer them in the discourse next week. So, how did this week go? Questions, concerns?
Actually, sir, in some of the method, we tried it in the way that you have shown, and it's not able to execute the way you have executed. Can I just share my screen and show you something?
Yeah, sure. This is regarding which?
This is that location API in data scraping from this Python.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. And but can you share your screen? Do you have the permission to that?
No, sir. I need access.
Prasanna, is Narayanan in the call?
I'll check with Narayanan. Meanwhile,
yeah. So I'll get you access, Sumit.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question in the meantime. So,
Yeah.
so in the TDS OPP exam, so we have to, mug up these commands like BS library commands and Panda commands for getting the data, or we will be getting we will be given the data.
Say that again. Is your question?
For OPP exams, do we need to write the complete script as, those script which we used for the week 2, we have to use the same script and we have to mark up those scripts? Because there is too much of libraries like a Beautiful Soup and Pandas and requests and more than OAS, JSONs, there is many things.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have to mug up anything. So there will be like 2 types of questions. One would be like multiple choice questions, and then another would be like you'll be given a data set, and you have to. The questions that you're asked will be based off of that data set.
Okay,
for instance,
the data set is given current week. Current week. Content is only for the exams, final exams, right? Or we need to scratch the data for the, we no need to scratch the data for OPP, right?
No need to, you wouldn't have to scrape, for instance, if at all we ask you questions based, to go and scrape data, you wouldn't have to mug up any of the commands. It will be, you'll always have Google to help you. The only thing you need to know,
we can use Google for
it will be open. Yeah.
Okay.
Open internet.
Okay.
It was open internet last run. I'll just I'll clarify if it is the same this run too. It should be open internet. If not,
okay. Because last time when we used the Python, we are not allowed to move outside that exam tab.
Yeah. So yeah, with that said, right? You wouldn't have to mug up anything. It'll be most likely open internet. But then again, you'll have to know what you have to Google for, right? So that you'll have to go through all the lectures and then get a basic familiarity with all the libraries and what you can basically get done. But then we'll confirm this next week. We'll put up a detailed post in Discourse early next week.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And I have a doubt. When you're discussing about the Beautiful Soup, please go ahead. If there is I have taken one parent element, so I need to get the data of second development. So can you please, if you explain, that will be good.
Sorry, say that again.
I got a parent element. So inside
Okay.
the parent element, there are, for example, there are 5 or 6 div elements.
Hmm.
So I need to take the third div element and I need to get the data of the third div element's data.
Third, I mean, so for instance, if if you look at the exercise, right? I mean, when we extract the what do I say, the temperature, we are doing that.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing, right? I mean, we are extracting uh, the temperature for every day in a week, the same way like you mentioned. So you can give the name, or you can do that in two things, I presume. So two ways, I presume. One, you can give the name of the parent element and then extract everything into a vector or something, and then index it.
Okay.
And then extract. I think that's what I showed in the tutorial, right? When we extract.
Okay,
for the entire.
I will. Okay, I will go through the tutorial again. Maybe I will forgot again. And it's
Yeah.
final thing. Can I use the same notebook shared via? I mean, can I edit and use it? Will it affect others, or do I need to duplicate it and I need to use it?
Good question. Good question. I mean,
I can take the.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have a copy in your drive and then work, because I think there were one issue. I mean, basically there are certain constants which we derive for certain variables that cannot be the same for all the notebooks. So it's always better to make a copy and then again define or change the username and change user variables so that it's easy for you to run. Because I think Anushka Krishna, you have asked for nominatum collab file not running over system. Presumably there is something called the user agent. So if you're trying to run the same notebook over there, maybe like 300 of the students may be running with the same user agent, so that the API will not be working. So you just have to copy down, change the user agent, and then you have to run.
User agent is a random thing, or
any random thing. Yeah, it's like a random scene, maybe the location or your name, anything it can be random. Just that if you have the same user agent hitting out the API at the same time, then there will be a problem of overloading.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Apparently our tech team is unable. I mean, I'm unable to reach the tech team, but I will come back to the location API. So it was Samit Sin, right?
Yeah.
So with respect to the location API, I believe you have opened the BBC weather portal, and
Yes,
then
sir.
once you type, you just have to type, and then you will have a drop down coming in the portal. So consider if you type London, there will be a drop down showing different locations with the same name. Like if you type LON, then
Yeah,
all the
correct.
locations. You just have to hover, not click. Actually, you should just hover down so that you can see that London, the specific location which you want, gets selected. And
Then, sir,
yeah,
I did that. Then under the name tab, the location it's coming. But
correct.
if I click it, that dictionary is incomplete because I haven't clicked this thing, so it is not coming. If you just enable my screen sharing, I can show you what happening in my this thing system.
So the problem is our tech team. I'm just trying to reach them. Dibu, by any chance you are having access to share the screen?
Let me see.
And one more thing, I am facing problem when I try to scrape data from website through Excel. I am finding a very script error. Although my Office is licensed version, my OS is licensed version, but still I am facing this scripting error. I don't know why.
Okay. Any specific error you are actually getting? Like, is there any description for the error which you get?
Actually, somebody also post this thing in the discourse. The same script error I am also facing. I can show you both the thing once you enable me.
if someone posted, then someone posted in Discourse forum. If you share that link in the chat, the instructor can open and they can see the view and they can explain. I think this may help.
Okay, I'm trying that. But meanwhile, if you can share, enable my screen share, then I can show you both.
I'll do one thing. Meanwhile, while you're finding the link, right, I'll share my screen and then you can, Prasanna can walk you through the API thing. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So what was the question? So I type a city name.
No, first you go back to the home page, sir. Means not any city. Yeah. Now you right click and select the inspect. Yes. Now you it's network. Yes. Now if you just type any city that you want.
Yeah. So the moment we type, there is something on the right. You can see locations.
Yeah. If you double click that.
Okay.
Yeah. See this thing.
The ID is the right 12753.
Yes. In your case, it is coming the full library. The full dictionary is coming. For my case, it is not coming.
Is it which browser are you using? Chrome, Mozilla?
Chrome.
Okay. Because we haven't seen such an experience, because earlier students used to actually click the location. Once we click, actually the API will start hitting the portal and then the results will be fetched. So we may not be able to find the ID. So generally we ask them to type and then wait for this API ID to be seen. For your case,
but sir, one more thing, sir. Just go back to that page. See, in the above, there is a tab called filter. Even though I click, there will be many things. But if I type location, it should come, na?
Yeah, as long as you haven't clicked to the specific location, it should be in this way, where you have not clicked. There is a drop down called Mumbai, right? If you have clicked that, and then if you search for the location API, you won't be able to see that. You should not have chosen your location.
Okay, I am trying once more.
Yeah. So here you can type it, and then you just have to wait so that the appropriate location API is available for you.
Maybe some bug is there. Anyway, I will try it once more and report you in Discord.
Yeah.
And sir,
if we can get your screen sharing enabled, we'll do that. If not, just post some screenshots in Discourse and then see.
Okay. And sir, when I try to script the data in Excel, I am facing this scripting error. Is it because of my Excel version? Because I have 2013 version.
Not sure, Prasanna. But
because of
what
the Excel
scripting were you
version.
trying to do?
Sorry?
What scripting were you trying to do?
Actually, I try to link it the web data, means some of the table in dynamically with the Excel sheet through that data tab bar by so that I can refresh that in Excel and automatically get updated that part. So that is not coming. I am facing some script error.
Can you just confirm? Yeah, Samit, can you just confirm if you are facing the same error? I have posted a link in Discourse over the chat.
Yeah.
Can you check that if that is the same error?
Yeah, I'm checking, sir.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, so like the way it's about web scraping. So in the tutorials, like we have to use we have to use Excel, where like inside the data menu, like we have to search the web and then we have to scrap the data, right?
Correct.
So is it possible to do the same with Google spreadsheet rather than using Excel? Because I'm using Mac and I don't have Excel in my computer.
Okay. So if I get the question correct, similar to Excel, instead of using Excel, is it possible to scrape data using Google Sheets? Correct? I don't have an answer right now. Dibu, maybe you have clarity on Excel?
Yeah, I am having the same scripting error, this error.
1 second. Rajan, it was your question, right? We'll just finish with Samit and then come back to you.
So I haven't tried scraping in Excel because tried only Python and R, but I'm guessing scraping is a basic functionality, right? You should try in Google Spreadsheet. Did you try in Spreadsheet?
Yeah, in spreadsheet, other data is coming, but weather data is not coming. If I try to do in this Google spreadsheet, this weather data.
This is regarding. So I mean, somebody else asked the other question, right? Mac and or did you ask Samit? I think they're looking at two different questions.
Yeah. Samit, I think we'll come back to you with the Discourse link. I think this was with Rajan.
Right. I was asking about the spreadsheet and Excel.
Correct.
So did you try in spreadsheet?
No, so there is no option of searching web URL inside the data menu.
Oh, okay.
I mean, can you check now?
Yeah, I'll check and let you know. I've not actually scraped using Excel, so let me get back to you on that. Can you actually post this on Discourse also so that we'll have a track of your question?
Sure, I will do that. I did right.
Okay.
Yeah. So Rajan, that's why. So you can post it in Discourse so that most of all of us can put an eye on that, and then we'll get back to you.
Because nowadays, like Google spreadsheet, they are more in use. That's what. Of course, Excel is there.
There should be possibilities. Yes, we will also check on that, and then we'll reply back to you on Discourse. Yeah.
Okay. And one more request, like if it's possible, like the same the method to do the scrapping using Google spreadsheet, can you people create a small tutorial and add in the course?
Sure, we'll take a note of it. Yeah. Sure, Rajan. Yes, we'll take note of it, and then if possible, we'll have those that as a small complimentary tutorial or complimentary video along with the week. Yeah. Samit, coming back to your query on Excel, I think the Discourse, you can see that actually they have. Did you happen to follow this?
Yes, I followed that. I written there also, but so far I do not have any solution how to do that, and I don't know why I am facing this error also. Because if this error persists, I am not able to do anything through Excel.
Okay.
Can I know that question again? Actually, I joined the late session.
Oh, actually, when I try to scrape data from website to Excel, I am facing a scripting error. What is that error? That sir given the link, which is already in the discourse.
One question, Samit here. So at which level you are facing the problem? Extracting the data or putting the data in the Excel? At which layer? There is a two divide this particular work in the two levels.
No, no.
Okay.
If you want to dynamically connect the web data in the Excel, in that process, I'm facing this error.
Correct. So that's why I'm telling the steps. Okay. One is that steps is the extracting the data from the web through the Python script. Okay. So is
not
that
Python? No. I'm not talking about Python. I'm directly, you copy the link, web link, and go to the Excel sheet. Under the data tab, there is a query, the data from website. In that way, when I try to connect the web data in my Excel sheet, I'm facing this scripting error.
So is that format is correct?
I don't know, because I'm facing this error. After that, I'm not able to do it anything.
So are you using Excel on on your local or Excel online?
Local, because I have the license version with me, the Office. It is loaded in my PC.
Then it should be connect through the net, no, to extract the data.
No, net is connected.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get back to this Summit. I mean, actually, can you? So whoever posted this in course, it looks like they've been able to work around it with Anand's suggestion. But then, can you post your exact problem there so that we can take it up further?
Okay, you want me to separately?
No, sir, not separately. In the same thread.
I already written there in the same thread. Okay, I will, in a follow-up question, I will write it again.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Okay. And so there is a different way to scrape the data from the website, that in the various method in the week 2 we have gone through so far. Can I take one or two method which suits me and I am able to do it all type, so I can just practice on those two, or is it necessary to know all the methods that you have shown?
Necessary for what? I mean, for the course or for in general?
No, I'm talking in general. Also, considering in this course. So, you are saying the question may come from the method which you don't practice. Are you saying this?
Sorry, say that again. I lost you in the last sentence.
No, the idea is to scrape the data from the website. Okay, there is 7 or 8 methods that you have shown. But if I found if I know these 2-3 methods that can solve the all type of purpose for me, then I will just go through with this 2 or 3. Is it necessary to go through all the 7 or 8? Or
not really necessary, but then I would say, for instance, if you have to automate something, or if you have to pull data in a specific format rather than the completed thing into Excel or something, then you'll have to write script, right? You'll have to use Beautiful Soup or something like that. But if it's more clean and everything, then you can use Excel. So it's good to know everything, but then finally it's up to you to do, depending on the problem at hand, you can use whatever. So for something simple, you might not need to actually write a script in using Beautiful Soup. But for something more complicated, you would have to do that. So it's good to know everything, and depending on what is the problem at hand, you can use something, right?
Okay. Okay. Then I am thinking if this Excel is creating so much problem, then let's omit it and always try to do through Python.
Yeah, sure. But then we can try fixing out what the problem in Excel actually is. But then yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Anybody else?
And sir, do you release week 3 content this week, or this week 2 will stay for another week? Because there is a lot of videos.
Okay, Samit. So week 2 content is released, and week 3 will be released over the weekend. Sometime between today to Monday, we'll get it released, and we'll get the announcement as well.
Okay.
And did you face any other issues with the course or with the graded assignment, or any other suggestions which you would like to talk about? We are open now.
Actually, sir, so far I'm not able to finish all the content in week 2. I'm not able to finish all the thing.
Okay. So
I have bit of suggestions. If possible, if you, if you give some work to do, some scrap the data. Like a Python, there will be
coding part, right? So if like such things, some 4 or 5 questions, it will be helpful
okay.
for scripting.
Yeah, it was Activel, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
as a part of our course, we have certain activities which will come, which will start maybe a week or after a couple of weeks, where you'll be actually doing the exact course content as a fun activity. For the previous course, we had a few fun activities, like either you scrape data from a specific portal, or use existing data and try to build a model on top of it. So there are a few other activities which are a part of course, which will come at the later part. Since this is week 2, we didn't want to overload and just wanted to give a basic sense of how this course is going to go. So we get your point, and we already have that in plan. So I think we'll start having those kind of mini projects, or you can say it as a fun activity, which will come in the forthcoming weeks.
Okay.
Samit, coming back to the question, like you are not able to finish the week content. So apparently we feel that most of the videos are very crisp. Like most of the videos are just 10 to 15 minutes, and we are able to explain things. So is there anything like
No, that not that part, sir, because you have also released some of the supporting reference video, like Beautiful Soup, then regular expression, all these things. Those are a little big. I'm just going through all those things, not able to finish all.
So just to add to Prasanna's point, right? I mean, yeah, keep an eye out for data sets and activities that we'll be posting in Discourse, and make sure that your friends who are taking the code also participates in them. I mean, make sure that everybody is aware of these so that you get to practice hands-on on all the concepts. I mean, everything that we talk about in lectures, because this is basically a tools course, right? I mean, so unless you practice on your own problems, that's how you gain an understanding of these tools, right? So make sure you all actively participate and discuss in the discourse forums.
No.
And one more thing.
Yeah, Rajan.
Yeah. So in graded assignment 1 in week 2, in week 1, like in question number 5, like when I download the shape file for Belgium, that question is there. So the shape file is in DVF format. Okay. So this DVF file can be opened in the, in which software? Because once again, like I have problem with this Mac OS.
Your voice was breaking, Rajan. Can you? I just heard week 2, question 5 or something.
No, I was saying like in week 1, graded assignment 1.
Okay.
In question number 5, like there is a shape file for Belgium, which we have to download and then we have to answer the question. So there is a DVF file. Okay, when I download it, so I use Mac OS, so I don't know like which software I have to use to open the file.
I get that, Rajan. So the DBF files, right? So the DBF files from gadm.org, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
Okay, there is a one forum in Discourse where you can have like what are the different kinds of software tools you can use. But apart from that, you can always open the shapefile using MS Excel. The Excel, Microsoft Excel is basically useful in opening up the shapefiles. But apart from that, if you have any other visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI, you can still use that shapefile to open that as well. But for a basic setup, we would suggest like Excel would be sufficient enough for reading the shapefile. I have posted the link in our chat window so that you can also have a look at the other options available.
So is there any option for Mac OS?
There is a web, I think with you can use Python for DBF files, or there is I think one more web portal like DBF opener if you don't have Excel.
Okay, so I can upload and open there.
Correct.
Anything else in particular? Okay, if there is nothing else to discuss, let's wind up. Or if there's anything, you can ask.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. So can you explain one thing that in the week 1 the data was there? The data we was there is a so many format of the data. One was the DBF. Hello.
Can you speak up a little, Kumar? I mean.
Yeah. So there was a one DVF data, no, in that week 1.
Okay.
Yes, Kumar, we are able to hear you. There was a DBF file.
Okay. So with that, there was another file also. So can you explain about that other file? So DVF file we used to, we understood that how to do. And also one thing is there. So instead of, I did what? Instead of loading any tools or software for the reading the DVF file, so I wrote some Python code so that all DVF file automatically converted in the CSV, and I'm using the normal way. Is it fine for that course?
Actually, I got one part of the question. Like you have a DBF file, and to open the DBF file, you have used Python scripts, and then you have performed the operations like whatever was asked.
Yeah, actually, I converted all DVF in the CSV.
Okay.
And then I work with the CSV because we all are very comfortable with the CSV.
Perfect. Okay.
So is that is this process is fine throughout the course, or the really somewhere I have to force to use something, or we can use our own way, because we can do anything with Python programming. So we can convert Excel to CSV. This means we can exchange anywhere to anywhere. So I'm thinking to anything, if we get just convert in the CSV and work with the CSV. This idea is fine.
Sure. Okay. To get your answer, like if you are comfortable with CSV, there is always the best choice is to use a tool or use the format which is comfortable with your skill set. So there might be a few other persons who are comfortable with handling dictionary and list, so they don't even convert to CSV, directly use a scripting program. So there is nothing odd in converting one file format to the other file, as long as your computations are clear. So in our case, let's say if you're having a DBF file, you're converting it to CSV and then using it for the computations. On the other hand, tomorrow, if you're getting a shape file, there are certain files for which their use case depends upon few software. So if you have a shape file, it's more like it has geolocation, so it is more appropriate to use it in a different tool. So just it depends on two cases. One is how you use a file to get an output, and second is which tool you are comfortable to work with. So these two things are the prime important aspects which you have to take care while using such file formats. Did I answer that?
Yes, sir. And that was actually the next question. The first question is that whenever we need to play the data, so there was a many format, and I'm comfortable with any type of the data to convert in our choice way. So is it either it is the like a table type of a structure, or it is the JSON type of a structure, or it is the dictionary type of a structure. So whenever the data come, the propagate over internet, so mostly it is the JSON or the dictionary format. So sometimes it is the CSV, or sometimes it is the DB format, so table. So at the end we convert in the CSV, and from the CSV we are comfortable with anything. We can convert CSV table, also the dictionary and JSON, anything. It is just 1-2 steps further. So in that way, what's happened? We have everything to do have at the top of the programming only. So I don't need any external the tools to use that, because sometimes it is asking some software dependency, sometimes many things, and sometimes for doing a small thing, software is so big. So what's happened in that way, through the Python way, I can make it automated way, because everything is under my control. So that's why I asked about that. Till now, I didn't find any problem to convert the data and doing that. So
yeah,
that's
so
why
that's a perfect way to do that. I mean, if you're comfortable in CSV, the easiest thing is to convert into CSV and use it until you hit a roadblock. Then you can think of other ways to do. You said till now you've not faced any problem, right? So fair enough. You should. I mean, that's the right thing to do. You convert into a format that is easy for you to use, and then you can
Okay,
proceed.
I will post that the code I have written. So this code is not only for the one CSV. Otherwise, if you give that folder option where that the numbers of the DBF file is there, no, automatically they select and they convert in the relative CSV file. So it's easy to. So after combining the system command and the Python together, it's become more powerful. So it's very easy to work with that. So
Yeah.
they parallelly do the same thing. Everything convert in that CSV. So that was the one question. And the second question was there. Whenever we downloaded the shape file or something, then what's happened that with DVF, there was another mode file was there, the format. What is actually that? So I was unaware. Actually, we only work with the DVF file, so I was working that. But what is the other rest of file is there? So can you focus little bit on the rest of things so I can understand how they're making the packaging and what's the packaging meaning? So why they're putting there? So whenever with the zip file we open, so it's open the many other file also. So what is the each file does matter and what is the packaging type of thing, so where all works together. So that's I just want to be clear. I try to understand, but little it was hard.
Yeah. Can you actually mention that file format, what the extra files which you see?
Yes. Give me 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, one file is the .cpg, yeah. Another file is .prj. Third file is the .shp. Fourth file is the .shx. That and this file. So first is the CP this thing, and the second is the DBF, which already I know. Third one is the PRJ and SHP and the SHX. And every file comes in that way. The five things. Every particular name comes in the 5 extensions. So one of the DBF I know what is the same file name, but the different 4 different extensions. What's actually they do?
I think I can take up with the SHP, which we have used earlier, and we may be using it in the few upcoming courses. Not sure about the other file formats. Maybe we have to verify. With respect to shapefile, so SHP is nothing but the shapefile .shp, and what it has is it has a pictorial way of representing the data. So consider if you're trying to use a Tableau, or let's take you're using Python, you're familiar with Python. Now you have to show the Indian map, and maybe under Indian map you have districts. I mean, let's take states. You have states and you're having a specific number for the state. It's like narrating your story with data where you're going to use maps. So when we say map, the standard format which generally used across industries is the shapefiles. The shapefiles will store lines and polygons, so they have a different file format of saving the data. All you have to do is load the shapefile, suddenly you will have the map ready. Was able to answer? So you'll have entities like, consider if you have an Indian map and you have states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. So you'll have a placeholder state ID, and along with the state ID, you can map any other value. So consider you're trying to find out the weather of particular, a state, an average weather, average temperature across the state for a particular day, and you're trying to depict this as a visually as a map. So you can use your computations will have the values and the state ID. Now there is one more shape file which will have the same state ID but a different set of data set like polygons and lines, and you can just map the data and see that your value getting projected in the map. So that is the last one, the last before one, .shp.
I have put it this all file on the chat box.
Correct, I saw that. So the fourth file, now what I mentioned is the fourth file. Similarly, there are certain other formats. This might, I don't have a clarity on the other file formats right now, but each of the file formats have a different way of or a different use case on how we wanted the file. So shapefile is commonly used across visualization tools like any BI tool. The remaining maybe were specific other tools. You can post it in Discord so that maybe we'll get the details and get back to you on this.
I will do that. And one last thing, out of this 5 extension, because the every shape file has containing this file extension for the each file. So out of this 5 extension, one of that the Python is capable to play with that, like that DBF file, with after loading the certain module. So is that any rest of the 4th file can be manipulated using the Python, or the it's necessary to I have to use the some certain type of tool to understand this, or we can control by the Python in any way?
Okay. So the shapefile which I mentioned, you should be able to open the shapefile using Python. All you need to do is try figuring out, like you can try in Google where you can have like use cases where they've opened shapefile with Python. All you need is all you need is some external libraries to be pulled in, like GIS, something to do with GIS, Python GIS or PyGIS. There might be few libraries. Using those specific libraries, you will be able to open up the files.
Okay, I will try to. So SHP and the DBF is controlled, can be controlled by the Python, but CPZ, PRJ, and the SHX.
Yeah, my suggestion is you can post it in Discord so that we'll collect details on this and then we'll get back to you on that. However, right now, as you mentioned, DBF and SHP will be you'll be able to open them using Python.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. My question is completed. Thanks, sir.
So, can I ask?
Yeah, sure, Ranjit.
Yes, Ranjit. It was Ranjit, right? Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, sir. In while we are scrapping data from any website, for example, we had a top 2 code. If in within the main class we have 2 span classes, sir, how to extract that?
Hey, your voice is breaking, Ranjit. I didn't hear anything.
Sir?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Ranjit, your voice was breaking. Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, sir. Am I audible now, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. Sir, while scrapping data from top 250 movies IMDb website, if we had a case where the main class of HTML had 2 span classes, then how to extract data from that, sir? That's my doubt.
Okay. So for the first thing I would try would be to use in the beautiful search find function. I would give the name of the main class and then index whatever elements you want to take it out. That should work.
Yes, sir. I tried it, but as I had more span classes, it differed, sir, actually. The output differed.
Output? So what was output that you got?
It takes the other span class. Actually, I didn't get any problem with the top 250 movies, sir. I'm trying with different website. I thought of extracting data from ICC men's test batting thing.
Okay.
In that case, I got within TD class, I had 2 span classes, in which only one had the text of the country which they belong to.
So one thing that comes to my mind quickly, I mean, I'm sure there are other ways to do it, but how I mean, the dirty way to do it is like basically extract everything from the main class, and then now there will be some pattern with which how the, so you said only one of the span classes within the main span class has the data, right? The other thing will be some
Yes,
gibberish.
sir. One has the
But that,
logo of the country, and the other has text of the country name.
so basically, when you extract that, you will get some data, and some you'll also get some gibberish, right? I mean, what happened when you extracted or used the find all thingy?
I guess it extracted the logo thing, sir, so I didn't get any text from that.
Oh, it extracted only the logo.
Yeah, logo. I didn't get any data from that. But I tried doing. I just took the class name, the span class name, and I tried. So in that case, I got the output. I directly took the span class within the while indexing within the beautiful soap thing.
Okay, so then what's the you got the data, right?
Yeah, sir, but I didn't get it through the main class. That was the thing. Should we do it all the time that when we don't get
No,
the
no, no,
data?
that's okay. No, that's okay. So I mean, I would either. So how did you finally get it? I mean, you gave the
The
class of
span class. Yeah.
the child, right?
Yeah, sir. The child class. I took the name of the child class and I indexed it, sir.
Fair enough. That, I mean, that had all the data, right?
Yeah, sir. It has all the data.
Yeah, there's nothing like you have to do it in a particular way. I mean, whatever works, that's fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But one question here, sir. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, see, so nowadays, earlier it was fine the decade back when the most of website has the source code on the back. So beautiful soup only work when the everything is HTML code is available on the source code, you know. But recently, most of the website is using JavaScript front end. So in that case, we are not doing anything on the source code. So it's completely impossible to scrap from the uh, beautiful soup or request. So what is that in that case? What's other possibilities there? One, I know that Selenium. So you can do dig up in the even the for the JavaScript. So because it's working on the inspect element. So is there any other way to extract the data from there?
The cleanest way is, for instance, if you want to get data from Twitter or Facebook or something, you can always use APIs.
Yeah, so that is not a problem because the most of time we want to use our way. So actually what's happened that the Facebook, IMDb and all this thing is already providing API. So there is no our work to do it, but sometimes because it is available, so everyone is working. Sometimes happen that I want to work on the something which is not simply possible. So in that case, we use the Selenium. So is that Selenium will be under the course or that it is the beyond the course?
Selenium is beyond the course, but we can actually, I think in the discourse there has been some. Let me ask you this. I mean, are you able? So in Prasanna also, I mean, like, are the current run students able to access discussions from last run? Probably no, right?
I think they are open. Yeah, as per my understanding, they are open for the entire period of the course.
I
We can
vaguely
always
remember
refer
we had
back to the
discussions
earlier
on
posts.
Selenium in the last run in discourse, but I mean we'll not be discussing Selenium as part of the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will not work any data extracting, which is that using JavaScript.
Not necessarily, yeah.
Because it is the kind of impossible using the beautiful soup to extract the discourse data.
Yeah, so you'll not be quizzed on that, but let me see if I can link any. I mean, Prasanna, you have a point of view on that?
Okay, so as a with respect to the course content, we don't have a course item with respect to using Selenium or using Selenium with Python. But for a general purpose, as you mentioned, Selenium can be used for complete automation of web scraping, which, as you mentioned, and also with Ajax or JavaScript. There are a few other like advanced options which are available with Selenium. And Selenium, either you can use Selenium by default and then perform a code on top of it, or there is a Python library for using Selenium. So there are two options of using it. Yeah, as a suggestion, so what we do is, in order to ensure that these are like few advanced topics, I won't say advanced, but few topics which are outside course content, we can keep these discussions within discourse. So those who are interested to go on it, like they can dig deeper and see how things happen. So my suggestion is, with respect to Selenium, if you have any specific doubts, you can post it in discourse and maybe we will try to figure out which is like a part outside the course content. Yeah.
Okay, sir. And one more the query of that. So I discussed the two type of the website. One is that site is, for example, which has that source code. So we can use beautiful soup and the pattern of the DOM structure, and we can extract the data. Another is the Selenium, which is out of course. There is a third type of website, which is the working smartly, like that. The sum of the code is the using JavaScript, and some of the page it is manipulate. Some of the page it's loading through the server with the source code, and some part of the page is using through that the not a through something JSON type of file. For example, if I talk the Amazon and go on the some book link, then what we see that if not even the Amazon, even the some part of the Google, I have seen that. So what they do this, the source code is even there, and but that they send that entire JSON dictionary to the client side. So and what's happening though, JavaScript is using this particular JSON file and making the DOM structure automatically. So how to extract this particular JSON file to that? It will be very useful, because that we can do without Selenium also. So
Yeah.
that sometimes website comes with the the JSON file, and it is network somewhere. It is the pop. It's loading, or sometimes someone is saving on the local server and the session or something. So that we can do so. Is that any way to extract that particular JSON dictionary or JSON?
So I'm little bit unclear about the question. I'll tell you how this happens. So the one format which I mentioned, like Ajax. So there is one more way how they build web applications. So using Ajax programs, you can actually have the web application send and retrieve data asynchronously with the client and the server. So in that way, most of the data is not available for scraping, but still there are options in Selenium also to work on that particular aspect. My suggestion would be, for the benefit of the entire team, as well as this is something which is like outside the topic, so I would suggest you to create a discourse post and also mention the specific website where you're trying to do, so that we ourselves can work on it and then we'll get a solution for that.
Yeah, actually, yes, sir. Actually, I created my website itself, and I want to hack my website myself. So in that way, that same way, whatever the Amazon created, I just trying to do the JSON file that, and I want to extract that somehow we can do it or not. So
Yes, Kumar. It is possible. Yeah, yeah. You can even reach out as individually, and then we can check that also offline. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I think we're running out of time. So we'll close now, and let's be active on discourse, and we'll meet next week. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Bye. Thank you. Good night.
Okay. Thank you.